Are they just connecting with 30 new people in their class because they want to get their numbers up and everybody else is connected? Or are they actually connecting with someone that they spent lunchtime with and they really like them and they've got a lot of things in common? So one of the best ways to minimize the chance of cyberbullying, of being sent inappropriate content, of being added to unpleasant group chats is minimizing who they're connected to. And obviously, any form that they've got of connecting with people, making sure the settings in that are locked down so that they can't be added to random group chats. They can't be added by strangers. And one of the exercises I do with children in schools is a bit of a maths sort of style game where we talk about how if you connect with one person and that one person has 10 friends, which let's face it, we know they all have a lot more than that when they're on these platforms. You've effectively not just connected with that one person, you've then given access, depending on the platform, but Snapchat, for example, you've given access to all those 10 people and then the people that they're connected to. So just seeing how quickly it spirals in terms of who actually has access to your child just from them giving out their depending what app and things it on, connecting with these people. They don't realize that those 20 people actually means there's another 60 people now that can see them or could potentially get in touch with them. So daily, weekly connection checks and questions, and just reiterating again, why do we connect with people? What makes a good friend? What are the types of things that we don't do online and we don't talk about, we don't share? And having empathy all the way is key. It's really important that we're not just coming at it from this, no, you're not doing that, you're not having that, and that's because I said so, because we know that that's what causes the divide. That's when we see children start to hide things. They start to get sneaky about how they're accessing platforms. And where there is a will, there is absolutely a way. And it definitely happens when it comes to tech and children. They're usually way ahead of us in terms of how to navigate around these platforms. And I've had plenty of instances where children have set accounts up. The parents have absolutely no idea because they've done it through different emails. They've got it on different devices. They've hidden the apps. So again, it's why the parental controls and the just saying no just doesn't work. We have to be having that conversation and having that empathy of, I know how hard it is at this age, and I know that you want to make new friends and you want to fit in and you want to feel like being included. But then following that up with, this is why we've got these rules and boundaries in place, and just making sure that they are connecting with people that they only know in real life, not just someone that they've heard the name of. Sorry, it's gone through. So most popular apps and what we need to know about. Social media. Snapchat. This one I could do a full session on Snapchat. I'm going to try and get the key points across. It's awful. I think that sums it up perfectly well. It is the sneakiest app out there. It has been designed. It was the first disappearing messages app. It was designed to be sneaky. Every single feature on there is one of these where you just question it and think, why? Why was this ever needed? Why was it invented? Again, when I do my parent talks, I'll often say, who in here has Snapchat? I think in the grand scheme of things, I've maybe had 5 parents over time who've put their hand up. And that's one of the reasons kids love it, because we're not there. We don't understand how it works. And it's also, unfortunately, the reason that predators love it and drug dealers love it, because they know it's full of children, very few parents, very, very restricted in terms of parental controls, very, very hard for you to monitor. So even if you have it set up and you have controls, and yes, they've got all these things that they talk about in terms of a family link where you can have access to your child, it's so limited in terms of what you can do, and your child can easily still hide you from their story. They can create different accounts within their account, so certain people see stories and mom and dad obviously only see the bare minimum. So it's really, really hard to monitor as a parent. The messages disappear once they've been opened, so you can't check what they've done. It has an AI bot, as everything does now, which again, that's another topic I'm going to touch on slightly here in terms of what we're seeing happening here with children and how they're using AI chatbots. SnapMap is a dangerous feature. It's set by default to just show everybody they're connected to, their exact location. And that's literally down to the bricks of the building. Even you can work out which room they're in the house. Its level of detail is both disturbing and impressive in some ways. Again, it makes it ideal for predators. It makes it ideal for drug dealers. And when I talk about drug deal, this is happening everywhere. Drugs are being dealt over Snapchat. It is like ordering Domino's pizza, and it may start off as vapes. It then progresses to vapes laced with THC, which is what we're seeing really coming through at the moment. And then again, it's a very natural, scarily easily step into county lines and exploitation. But it is rife, and it's so incredibly easily available on this platform. The other thing with SnapMat, which technically isn't dangerous, but I think it's really toxic, is that we've got this culture now with this generation where it's considered normal to be constantly tracking where your friends are and for you to constantly be tracked by them. So they all know where each other is at any one time. And of course, that creates drama when someone meets up with someone else and they're not told about it. I didn't realize they were going there. I wasn't invited. They said they were there and they're not there. And just a really unhealthy, toxic idea that we should be tracking each other 24/7, which is obviously not what you want. And when it comes to further down the line, if they're in any sort of romantic relationships, again, that's where we're starting to see this sort of possessive, toxic, monitoring each other's every move. So not a feature that I'm a fan of at all. And now, if that wasn't enough, Snapchat filters. There's a whole host of filters on there. We have the glamour filters. We have around Halloween. So next month, it will start to get horrific. There's some really scary, disturbing filters on there. This isn't a Halloween filter. This is Snapchat's idea of a perfectly acceptable filter to have on a platform